Hello, everyone. RPG Kingdom Kid here, back with some more stories, The Path of Destinies. In the previous video, we got a surprise Zenobia ending instead of the Ilbis Stone ending, which is pretty interesting to me. So cool. And now, guys, we're gonna go build the Sky Ripper. Let's go check this out.
Every child knew about the
Maybe
Sky
it'll take
Ripper,
us to the one last
the transcendent
area that we
emperor
haven't
had
been to in
buried
this
its
entire
pieces.
game.
What could have brought them to light? This emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Reynardo could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
So we'll probably end up getting our last truth.
As
And
he
I'm
set
curious
forth
to
in
know
the
what
island,
happens next.
Reynardo couldn't help feeling a bit curious. Was Lapino still waiting to be rescued? No. He was probably drinking champagne with the ravens. Did ravens drink champagne? Did rabbits? Reynardo felt oddly thirsty, come to think of it. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Reynardo never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
So this is going to be one of those things where my guess is the next option will be either go rescue Lapino or continue building the Sky Ripper type thing. Or maybe Zenobia or something. I guess it depends on how this ends. So that's interesting. Yeah, so I watched, I've mentioned this before, but like my first interactions with this game. Actually, I think it was before it became free for PlayStation Plus members. Was people I watch on YouTube made a video about this. They only did like one story though. They didn't do all of them. And I think they did this one. I think this is what they did, was go after this one. But again, it's been, God, years since I've seen that video. And as a matter of fact, I think once I'm done with this part, I kind of want to go back and rewatch those. It was only 3 parts, I believe they did. So, again, not much, so... Actually, I want to see what's on the other side first before I...
Didn't your mother tell... The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands of times. But Reynardo had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one. This could be the new aerobics craze. Am I right? Reynardo was running out of choices. Zenobia's love brought him only sorrow. His best friend was his enemy. And the Iblis Stone, he shuddered. Best not to think about it. All that was left was the Sky Ripper, a weapon powered by a god's eye. So be it, then.
Ah, so that's one of those things that you get from all those other ways, I wonder. Truth behind Sky Ripper is shrouded in thick fog. The most believable tale is that the Transcendent Emperor has used the Sky Ripper to banish Ilbris. Then the TE built the weapon and vanished. Was it a self-imposed exile to rid the world of the last divine presence, or was it the price to pay for using such a tremendous power? Could Sky Ripper and Ilbis have a deeper connection than just a weapon and its victim? My rituals will summon the Ilbis Stone. Perhaps I should worry that they will also cause the Sky Ripper to resurface. If that's the case, I should spare no resources to find it. Whoever can banish a god is an inevitable bargaining chip should the old ones decide to double-cross me. It's in their nature to try. But gods are predictable, and I can rely on that to always be one step ahead. Emperor Isrigan's third secret journal.
A chest that shiny deserved to be opened.
I'm just curious where this store leads me then. Leads me over here, which... this is basically leads me over here. Fuck. Oh, that way's still blocked. I guess as I think that's the way I would have came this way if I gone that way. Curious though, because you can open this door with any of your swords, so you know what? I'm actually gonna go this way. Damn it! Fine.
These things could really use a hand.
Look at that thing, man. Nice, that was perfect. I thought I got hit one time.
Ah, a puzzle. Reynardo loved puzzles. Except when he couldn't figure them out. On the other hand, if there was a puzzle, it was probably meant to keep people away from something good.
Not my best one, but eh. I feel like this area has so many more branching areas to go to compared to the other ones. Oh. I just skipped the puzzle that they were talking about. Alright, here's our first thing.
Sky Ripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Sky Ripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
For some inexplicable reason, Reynardo chose Zenobia. Reynardo has found the armature the Sky Ripper. Without the core, it would just be an empty and useless shell. Maybe he should go see Zenobia, who had just invaded the city nearby. She was the Emperor's adopted daughter and greatest general, but she was also his old friend. Reynardo didn't know why, but he felt the urge to go see her. He needed to get to the core of Sky Ripper, obviously. The only reason one would seek the Amateur Eye was to build a legendary weapon that had once banished the Lost Gods. Obviously, Reynardo should get the core. Let's go get the core.
It was a no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself, only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded sacrifices, and he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good, no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well, he would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core.
I'm curious though, like there wasn't a little expert in there be like, well, he's a traitor, so it's like, did you really sacrifice him? And there we go. We have been to all of the islands that this place is offering.
So old.
I think
They'd
it's
been
this
there
one
before he was
and
born, and they'd be there after he'd passed into legend. Was he confronting his own unimportance? What had got into him? He was no philosopher. Anyway, who cares? He was plenty important. He was a hero, and soon he'd prove it.
so it's this one and that previous one I think are the only ones
Zenobia.
left where I have not
Now that he knew she still loved him, he wanted to go back to her. But that hadn't worked out, had it? Maybe it was time to find the core of the Sky Ripper.
Is that the way to go, or was to be the only way to go? So it'll be just this area and the previous area where they're gonna have the multiple areas I have not yet gone to. And there's one more left in the mountains area as well, I believe, so. Again, I just hope that me getting most likely
Reynardo
what's
had
going
been
to
to a
end up learning the
dungeon
truth
once
about the
where all
Sky
the
Ripper
chests had
doesn't
teeth
like
and
lock me
eyes.
into like the true
It'd
route.
been a short visit.
Because I would love to get all the
There
other
was
ones first
something
before I get that one.
Sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Don't know why I'm looking around for chests. My shit's already full, so. Surprised I haven't come across any enemies yet. Well, then again, it did take. Yeah, this is definitely an area where I'll. Oh, fuck off. Close. If I had the perfect, I would have
There were fewer
gone a level
and
up.
fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest. The mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be.
Now, before I kill you guys, Reynardo said, do any of you know where I can get a good smoothie around here?
Oh, fuck off! I literally just... God, when... Two of them were coming at the exact same time. Oh, God, 28. And I can just imagine how many more levels I'll need to get. Oh, well, this was short. How many more levels I'll need to get, because I'm pretty sure some of these endings will not give me
The 20-sided core made him feel physically
give me a level
sick.
up at the end, even though it should,
He
because
sneaked
what
into a
else
temple
am I
of the
gonna
dark
need?
art, and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature. The wheels began to spin, then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad. He had lost good friends for this war apparatus.
Maybe Lapino wasn't such a good friend. Yeah, that made him feel better. He carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move.
There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
Seek help from scientists. The Sky Ripper was complete. The super weapon could put an end to the Empire's madness. But had Reynardo assembled it correctly, would it work on at a critical moment? Scientists on the Nexus would surely give answers. No time for fussing. Attack the outpost. But would it work at the crucial moment? Maybe it needed field testing, and the Imperial outpost on the Nexus was the perfect target. Let's go for the scientist one.
Well, of course. If you've just assembled a weapon out of legend that can exile gods from the world, you'd want to have a scientist or two look at it. And even if they disagreed and he had time, he could ask Calaveras himself. Yes, the observatory would be his objective. Why had the parts of the Sky Ripper only surfaced now? Thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had dismantled it. The mad Emperor Isengrim had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Was that why these ancient artifacts were rising out of the ground? How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction.
I'm actually quite curious if, like, no matter which paths you've always picked, maybe I just got lucky and learned about the rise of the temple in the desert. Maybe I just got lucky that time, and to learn about that path, because maybe that was the only path to learn. Or maybe at some point, no matter which ways you picked, you'd always learn about the temple coming up. So my cleanest again. Don't need to get some clean in.
A legendary weapon was exactly what the rebellion needed. They were outnumbered. The once kind emperor had become a tyrant. But his ravens stayed loyal, for he fed them his victims, and the other animals were too frightened to rebel. Reynardo shuddered at what the Emperor was trying to do. To bring back the lost gods, the Black Harvest, the Black Sun? No. He would stop that toad, no matter what the risk.
I'm actually very curious if you could get to the correct pathway. But you need to know all of the truths before you can get to that correct pathway.
At least, so far. Reynardo had always wanted a flying carpet. This was more like a flying tabletop, but it would do.
Fuck you.
Have you ever felt you were just going round in circles?
Oh!
Reynardo felt like that.
Okay then, I didn't... Wow. I honestly can't believe I never thought about that beforehand. Oh, fuck off.
That is how we do it, said Reynardo to himself.
Okay. What was in the previous video? Yeah, I think it was the previous one. Where I was up here beforehand with that path. Because this should take me down to the observatory. Alrighty. So now I believe I have... Well, actually, once I get the trophy for this, I'll
Reynardo
find the
was
final
thrilled.
truth.
The scientists seemed to think he'd put the Sky Ripper together right. But one toad was worried.
I think I have 3 or 4 trophies left.
Sky Ripper could tear a hole in existence itself. There are invisible strings that tie the universe together. If Sky Ripper cut one, the hole would widen and widen till our whole existence fell into it.
Another toad sighed.
Irving still believes in string theory.
At least go see Calaveras.
Yeah, said the worried toad.
He knows more than anyone else has forgotten about the Transcendent Emperor.
If anyone could tell him how to use this weapon safely, it would be Calaveras. It was he who had told Reynardo how to find it in the first place. But maybe he had to give up on using it as a weapon. Maybe he had to go to the secret rebel base and ask the generals there what he could do with a weapon that he dared not use.
Well, Calvarus, he would know. So the Sky Ripper could destroy existence itself, if there was the slightest chance that was true. Calvarus, the High Sage, was the final authority in legendary artifacts. If anyone could dispel Reynaldo's doubts, it would be him. How do you use a weapon you can't use? Reynaldo had to assume the worst and not use the Sky Ripper. Maybe he should bring it to Rebel base. Maybe there was a way to use the super weapon without using it. We'll go with this one first.
Well, he should have known he'd have to consult Calaveras again. The scientists at the observatory were smart enough. But what did they know of the Transcendent Emperor? He hoped it wouldn't delay him too long. The rebels had scheduled the final battle soon. Every day they delayed risked the exposure of the secret base. And some soldiers were already drifting back to their homes and families. Calaveras would fix the Sky Ripper for him. And then he would win the final battle.
Well, let's see.
Maybe it was the cold. But after a few steps, Reynardo's optimism started to slump.
What if Calaveras couldn't help? Did Reynardo dare
More
use the
tests.
Sky Ripper? Oh, he hated that he had chosen this path. It was so much simpler to rescue friends and attack enemies. Even if some of those friends were more trouble than his enemies, some of those enemies had been friends before and might be lovers after. No, okay, it wasn't all that much simpler. No. Physics made his brain hurt. That, at least, he was sure of.
Fuck off, you little bitch.
Ooh,
Only
spunky,
one? Fuck
thought
you.
Reynardo.
I'm really hating these chests. Well, it's nice to know that they do give me some health every now and then, but it's like, why? Oh my god.
Bury him in a bucket. Actually, several buckets.
Bullshit. So I can't fight more. Oh my
Ever
god.
wonder why the Imperial Ravens are always hiring?
Oh my god. I just realized I don't think I saw an a statue for me to upgrade my shit in that last area.
No skateboarding, the sign said.
Okay, I honestly don't remember if I chose this path the first time or the path down there. Let's see where this one goes. I mean, that was back at episode 1. This is what, episode 8? Don't even... Okay, it just takes me up here to the chest. Okay, then I know for sure I did not pick this one the first time. The one I picked the first time, I think, just brought me straight up to the thing here. There might have been like one other path too. But even then, it was like...
He tried to focus on the now. The ravens who seemed everywhere all the time. Where did they hatch from? Were there giant raven hatcheries somewhere, or did they have families? Ooh, he didn't want to think about raven mummies raising their darling raven chicks. Yeah, Calveras would help. He would make Reynardo feel better about using the Sky Ripper. And then Reynardo wouldn't have to worry about ravens ever again.
Don't think I've opened up this door now that I think about it, so...
Couldn't they have put in an elevator? Or a giant eagle? Or something?
I think this is the last path I've never been on during this way. Fuck off with that bullshit.
Reynardo could feel his wounds closing. Ooh, we hope nothing else closed up that wasn't supposed to.
Again, I actually really love the dumb dialogue that they have. Fuck off. I was pointing my way to go to block.
Get over here!
Actually, it would have been hilarious if that got said when I got that trophy, which is called Get Over Here. Why do I smash these things with my sword? I could just smash them by running through them. Which I think is the better option of the two, if I'm being entirely honest. Okay, I was also curious, how does this one never get broken? Because there's
Reynardo
nothing there.
focusing all his energies on the Sky River. If Calaveras could not fix it, he'd be out of options. He would have to assault the Imperial fleet empty-handed.
God, finally, statue. Oh yeah, I was gonna get this one. Before I go on here, something that I think is very interesting about, like, obviously the chapter 5 area is always going to be the same, but I guess depending on your route, the ending area is a little bit different. And I think your third area is always the Nexus, and your second area depends on where you go. It's either that city that you go to find Zenobia, or it's the Sky Ripper core thing. And then your fourth area is either this place or the Rebel area. I don't think there's any other place it could be, so it's actually very interesting about that. All right, buddy, what you got for us?
Calaveras had never let him down.
Yeah, of
Until
course
now.
I can make it work better.
But when Reynardo explained about the strings, Calaveras grew thoughtful.
Oh, strings, you say? Well, the Arcana do speak of the ties that bind the world.
He drew many intricate symbols in the dirt.
Yeah, so, according to my calculations, each time you fire, I'm afraid there's a 1 in 120 chance you'll destroy the universe.
That's pretty good odds. That's like rolling, what, 21 dice and they all come up 6. What are the odds of that?
What? No! It's more like 2.716s in a row.
Anyway, with those odds, it won't happen if I use it just once.
Yeah, no, that's not right. Each time you use it... Okay, look, just don't use it ever.
All right, I guess.
As he sailed away from the mountains, Reynardo could see clouds darkening. Rain? No. Ships. Imperial ships, swarming thick as bees.
This was it. The big battle.
Where
They
is
could
it?
not afford
What do
to
you mean?
lose
Like,
this
no,
one.
each time
What
you
if it
use
did not
it.
go
Is he
well?
saying that, like, each time you
What
use
if he
it,
had
the
to use
odds
the
get
Sky
ever
River?
closer to happening?
Could he gamble the universe? On the other hand, what were the odds of rolling 21 sixes in a row?
Never tell me the odds. Why I get the feeling that this one's gonna end with me splitting up the universe.
The battle was not going spectacularly well. What had the rebels been thinking? They'd been thinking he would bring the Sky Ripper, or the Iblis Stone, or that he'd sideline Zenobia somehow, or turn her. Couldn't he use the Sky Ripper just once? After all, if chances were 1 in 128, that meant he'd for sure be okay the first time. They'd get worse each time he used it, but the first time would be okay, right? He wasn't sure that it was right. So he didn't fire the Sky River. He just brought it along, in case.
I'm actually quite curious. Is the reason why they say each time you use it? Is it basically kind of also saying, like, each time it was used beforehand as well, it gets closer? That could be a thing as well. Oh, I barely got that. It feels like it was like,
Someone had told him the odds didn't change just because you'd had a streak of good luck. His gut told him that was wrong, though. And he always listened to his gut. On the other hand, 128 chances to win. but one of them would destroy the universe. Ooh, that seemed a bit serious. Maybe he could defeat the Emperor without firing the Sky Ripper. Maybe he could bluff, but with a real weapon. Like in cards, he had 3 knaves, but he pretended he had a fizz-bin. That could work.
Check, please.
I just hope, I really, really hope all of the other ones give me level ups. Although now, again, that the last story reward one was not a level up. I'm scared that that's not going to be the case. So worried. There's one more set of enemies before the final one, or yeah, I think there's one more set of enemies before the final one. Oh no. Oh, this is a different area. Strange, every time it's like go, well, then again, I was about to say every time it's about Zenobia, you go this one.
Take a leap.
That's not true.
Faith, said the inscription.
Yeah, you'd fight down there, but I get the feeling that every time like you see that those like rays come up. Oh, hello.
He set up the Sky Ripper and let it warm up.
Like a small
He would bluff if he had to. Zenobia came out, flanked by a very daunting platoon of ravens. You won't actually use that, she said in that annoying, I know everything because I'm a cat and you know nothing because you're just a fox voice she had. Or I know the odds. Good, because there's a real chance you could destroy the universe. No, not the first time I use it. The odds are too low. What? No? Yeah, sure. The first time, the odds are practically nothing. They only go up if I use it a bunch more times. No, but that's not how odds work. Didn't you pay attention in class? Now surrender, or I'll use it. Just once, he said. Don't.
He felt sure the odds were with him. You have to go with his gut. That's what heroes do. Fire, he said. Please? The Sky Ripper fired. With a tremendous whoosh, the Emperor's flagship went up in flames. It was awesome. And then he noticed.
There was a hole in the air. A blackness, like a tear in a parchment. Wind was blowing into it, widening it. It grew larger, and even larger. Crates fell upwards into it.
Oh, I think maybe
and the
I
world
think
itself seemed bent, like the reflection on a curved mirror as it poured.
I think he
into
got the odds
ravenous
mixed up. I
hole.
think it was like one in so
One
many
in
odds
28.
that
What are
it
the
would
odds?
happen, or that wouldn't
Thought
happen.
Reynardo. And then everything fell into the hole and was gone.
He should go back to some of the choices he'd faced before. Maybe there were new paths that had opened up. Like those doors he was opening up all
Why
over
give
the
me
map
fire
that took
essences?
him to new treasures.
Sky Rover's
and around
Guide
his
to the
enemies.
Galaxy.
But he'd learned another true thing. The core was powerful, but dangerous if used improperly.
A hero is willing to risk space, time, the universe, and everything if the odds are in his favor. Sky Ripper core is unstable. I got 2 level ups. Okay. I don't want to click on that just in case something happens. Weird, we didn't see this picture. Find the Amorite, find the core, meet the scientist, meet Calvarus.
The book's pages fluttered to the beginning once again. Faster than before? And he fell. The
So I got 2
clouds
level ups,
parted
so
over the Isles of Boreas.
I kind of made up for the
It
2
was time to choose.
that I didn't get
rebellion
in
was in
here,
trouble.
but even then.
Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel
It's
base.
so dumb
They
that I'm
needed a
getting
game
shit
changer.
that I don't need.
Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Reynardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis Stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing.
Oh?
Of course. Reynardo had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. And he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage.
So is that saying I need to go... Is that saying... Oh, are they showing me... Wait a minute. Hold on. I thought I turned that thing off. Huh. Guess it doesn't really matter. But, I'm gonna assume that means that I need to pick this one to pick the correct answer then? Okay. Well, that just means I'll just keep doing all the other ones. Okay, I can't even like click anything for this until I get that key most likely. So I probably won't go that way until I've done all the other ones then. So we've done 8 of these out of 24. So we've got 16 of them left. 16 of them left. And again, I don't know if one of these paths is actually the correct one or not, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this part of Let's Play Stories, Path of Destinies. In the next part, guys, we're going to go do something. I am curious, though, like, I'm curious to know what that means with the key. Like, could it take me to the path that I've already been down? I don't know. I mean, I feel like that'd be weird, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, thank you all for watching this video. Guys, if you liked the video, please give the like button a click and comment down below what you like about the video, didn't like about the video. And let me know, guys, what did you think of that Sky Ripper ending? Very interesting indeed. So, yeah. As always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. And subscribe to the main channel, too. That's in the description below. As well as find me on Twitter. Both my main Twitter, the RBG, Kim Kid Twitter are in there, too. So, in the next part, guys, I'll probably do a couple more of the Sky Ripper ones, then maybe go back to the Iblis Stone ones. I'll probably want to do, like, all of these first before I, like, go back to this one then. So, yeah. Don't know how much is left of this one. There's probably, like, another... Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out. So, thank you all so much for watching once again. And I'll see you all next time.